Morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I think got a fun one for you today. It's actually an acronym for today's tip, and the acronym is HALT. H-A-L-T. H-A-L-T. So I heard it here within the last like 3 or 4 months, and thought it was very profound. Not only because of what the acronym stands for, but also what's going on in our current world. It really resonated with me dealing with hundreds and thousands of people over the course of the years, and then had this big shift in 2020 of having kind of our world turned upside down. So HALT is an acronym. So the letters for each of the acronym for HALT is: H is hunger, A is anger, L is loneliness, and T is tiredness. So hunger, anger, lonely, and tired. So here's the kind of in the nutshell. If you're any one of these things, you need to change that thing. If something's happening that's more on the negative side of each one of these words, you need to do something to get yourself out of that funk. If there's two of them, sometimes three of them, and even sometimes four of them all happen at the same time, it's pretty much a recipe for disaster. So I'm going to break down each one of them because they have a little bit different meanings than you might think. So the first one being hungry or hunger, it isn't just physical hungerness, it's also emotional hungerness. So if you see yourself longing for having an emotional connection with an individual, how do you change that? Well, you find someone that you have similar likes with, and you have a conversation with them. If you need to trying to find somebody that you need to connect with, to confide in, then find somebody to be able to do that. If you're hungry, eat. But the magical part about hunger in the physical sense of things is to eat well, because the more you eat like shit, the more you're going to feel like shit. Yep, it feels really good to eat those 2 tacos for 99 cents, and it tastes really, really good. But after about 30 minutes, they don't feel so good. So make sure that you are obviously eating healthy as well, especially if you are hungry in the sense as well. Number two is anger. So the first thing to remember for anger is to be able to channel it. So you either channel it by being able to hit it direct on, not letting it billow up, because it'll billow. As soon as you don't respond to your own your own anger, it will billow, and it will get to a point where it actually ends up causing you stress internally because you're not handling the anger. So the term use punching bag. If you have a punching bag, if you kind of take your anger out on a punching bag. So what is a punching bag? Well, it's physical exertion. So a lot of times if you have physical activity, that'll help you if you're angry about something. So the key is just for you to have an outlet. And whatever that outlet is for you to describe or walk through what that anger is. Number three is loneliness. And it's actually kind of interesting. You can experience loneliness by lack of having people around or having too many people around. So a lot of times when people are by themselves, they like being by themselves. But it's interesting, when you're with a group, a lot of times those people will back off a little bit, and they'll be a little more standoffish in a particular group. So in those type of situations, finding that outlet in that loneliness situation, and that will be either an individual or it'll be walking to a particular space where, let's say there's 50 people in a room and it's really active. So my advice there is to go to a space in that room that isn't so busy or isn't so loud, and then finding an individual that you might know to have a conversation with. Those situations will make you feel better. And then if you're lonely in the sense of not being around anybody at all, change that environment. Reach out to that person that you have some connectivity with and they're like-minded. And the last one is being tired. Like, duh, right? If you're tired, go to sleep. If you need to take a nap, take a nap. But here's kind of the magic. And that is, try this. Try every once in a while, if you're feeling a little tired, to lay down on your back. It can be on top of your bed. It can be on a couch. It can be on the floor. Doesn't matter. Lay on your back for 5 minutes. Just lay there. 5 minutes, maybe 10. You probably won't fall asleep. But that little bit of that body kind of re-energizing yourself physically of laying there for that moment with yourself makes the world of difference. So now what's happened, because of what maybe you think about this that much more, another word popped in my head, which is irritable, or just being irritated. So if you're hungry, you can be irritated. If you're angry, you can be irritated. If you're lonely, it can be irritable. And if you're tired, it makes you irritable. So, and obviously in this new day, when we're being forced to work alone, we're in an environment we're not used to, we're having to do things much more on a remote schedule, we're not seeing people. So this really resonates. If you're having a hard time right now, the way you get out of that hard time is to fix each one of these letters on hunger and making sure that it's either physical or emotional. So on the emotional side, reach out to have somebody fulfill that for you in a phone call or meeting for them for coffee, getting together for happy hour, kind of forcing yourself to be able to do that. And then with angry, loneliness, and tardiness, all the same exact things, is for you to find solutions to those things right when they happen. Don't let them billow. So if they billow, it's a recipe for disaster, or what I would call a personal clusterfuck. But that's a whole nother story. So sorry for that word choice. But have a great week, everybody. Happy Monday, and we'll see you next Monday. And I'll look forward to you guys' responses and thinking about this over the week. Take care. Bye.